What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ricky Revamp, and we're here at the CT Barber Expo with Tab TV3. And I have the opportunity and the pleasure to present two amazing people. Definitely talked to you earlier, and I was trying to sneak this in with you and make it happen. And the fact that not only did I get one, but both of them at the same time is gonna be crazy. Pause, no Diddy, no I'm playing. But it's just gonna be an amazing. This is gonna be probably one of the best pods in my opinion because we're gonna have some dope questions, some really good stuff going, and it's just gonna flow. I can feel it already. So, with no further ado, I have with me. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, man. Rick, aka the People's Barber.
Right. For those that don't know, the People's Barber, which by the way, I loved that name when I first heard it many years ago.
So true story. A customer gave me that name.
I heard that story. I remember when you said it, I was like, yo, that's so gangster, bro.
Yeah, the customer's like, hey Rick, what's your barber name? And I was like, well, Rick.
Rick
And he was like, no, you need a barber name. I see people have barber names. I was like, I ain't got one. He's like, who do you cut up, Rick? And I was like, well, you're a photographer. The guy before you was the janitor. The one next is a manager at McDonald's. He's like, you're like the people's barber.
People's champ, man. Let's go.
Oh, like Paul Wall, because we're from Texas.
Right, that makes sense.
Hell yeah, bro. I love that. He made me a logo and everything.
Oh, that's sick. That's dope.
Yeah, man.
And on the other hand, I have with me.
My name is Chris Bossio. Nobody calls me Chris. Everybody knows me by Bossio. It just happened naturally. I'm the co-founder of Tomb 45 and a few other businesses in other industries and stuff. And I just love the industry. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. And God is good that I found this industry or it found me, you know?
Let's go, man. That's dope. So listen, the podcast is called Tap TV3, Talk About the Barber Business. And when I say talk about the barber business, the industry as a whole, like not just being a barber, everything that the barber industry has to provide, which I think is so much more than just in particular cutting hair, but it might all start from cutting hair. And the 3 stands for the past, present, and the future, how to impact the future, how to inspire the current person right now and share the story of the people from the past. And why do I think those 3 things are important to me? Because I think it's important to learn from the people that maybe have made the mistakes or maybe made the right choices, right? I think we need that guidance. And the guy right now that's probably still sitting behind the chair cutting hair, maybe frustrated, he might need to hear this pod. And the kid that's figuring out, do I want to be a barber? Do I want to go do this? He might need to be inspired to hear this. So what inspired you to become a barber?
So I always tell people that barbering chose me.
Wow.
And the reason I say that is because at 14, 15, I feel as if the average man, kid, boy, teenager wants a haircut at least once a week.
Right.
At least back in my days. You know, I live in South Texas. It was hot. We get bald fades all the time.
Let's go.
Mom and dad couldn't afford that. So over the summer, I said, don't give me a haircut all summer long. Just buy me a pair of clippers. Said, buy me a pair of Walmart wall clippers. No lie. They were truly the Walmart clippers, right?
The blue one?
Yep.
The blue and white one?
Yeah.
Comes in the box?
With the color-coded, yeah.
That's my first clipper.
Mine too.
That's crazy.
So I started cutting my own hair. Horrible job. Like, bro, I grew up so humble. We didn't have air conditioning in my house. We were just talking about air seat, Bossio. And in Texas and Florida, you know it's needed.
Yes, sir.
They didn't have it in my house. So when I realized, crap, I finished the sides, how am I going to cut the back?
Right.
I took my mom's mirror off the back of the wall, which is the 5-foot mirror, put it on my shoulders.
Come on.
We didn't have a handheld mirror. Put it on my shoulders, started doing that. Right. Ultimately got a little bit better. Long story short, just cut 2 or 3 people's hair when I was in high school. Graduated, had no clue what I was going to do with my life, so I joined the Army. Served 6 years in the Army, loved every minute about it. Continued to cut hair in the Army. Unfortunately, I tore every ligament on my right knee, ACL, MCL, meniscus, had to have a year of surgeries. It was horrible. Got out. Now I'm limping around. Me and my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife of 19 years, says, what are you going to do with your life? I said, I don't know. Army's still paying me.
Right.
Like, I'm cool right now. She's like, yeah, but eventually that's going to stop. What are you going to do with your life?
Right.
At that time, a friend came over. Hey, can you give me a haircut? Yeah, cool. She's like, barber school. Why don't you go to barber school?
Right.
I'm like, boom, haircuts are $5 at the barber shop, 5 to 7.
That's crazy, right? To think about that.
How am I supposed to be married to you and supposedly support some children at $5, $7 haircuts?
Right.
She literally said, I don't care. You just need to do something. And you seem to have somewhat of an interest in that.
Right.
Went to barber school, fell in love. Fortunately for me, by the time we got out, haircuts were $8 to $10.
Wow.
So now we're probably getting $10 to $15 a cut. Yeah. So that's how it started for me.
That's crazy. Bossio, I'm sure many people have heard your story, but just tell us a little bit about what was the first way?
So for me, I was playing basketball in college.
Right.
And this was before you spoiled brats that get NIL deals and shit. Man, I'm mad at that. I'm like, damn, I was born on the wrong time.
You was playing to eat McDonald's, man. Survive.
Bro, and this was during the pandemic. So everybody was broke. My dad lost his business, literally no money. And so I couldn't afford to get a haircut.
Wow.
Because you couldn't play college sports and have a job.
Yeah.
Right. You had to. Yeah, that's right.
So it was just school, basketball, and poor as hell.
Right.
They give you a card where you could buy food with it.
Okay.
But bro, I want to go to movie theaters. I want to get a haircut.
I want to be in the college experience, man.
Yeah, man. I don't get to do shit. I gotta stay in this damn fucking. but anyways, excuse my language.
No, you're good.
So I had a roommate, bro, that was doing $5 haircuts, and my teammate was doing $5 haircuts
the
on
hustle,
campus.
the hustle. Yeah,
He was making money. He always had the new car.
Come on.
I'm like, man, what the hell? I gotta learn how to cut hair.
That's crazy.
So, anyways, I started cutting my own hair. I went through the same journey, patching people up, different textures and stuff. Sorry, I'm not smart. I gotta speak into the mic.
You're good.
But I went through that whole phase, man, and I got homesick because my wife today was my girlfriend back then.
Wow.
And I got homesick. I want to be next to my wife, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, bro. I'm not bringing her here. No offense, guys. No offense. She wouldn't like it. She would,
right. It wasn't for her.
This is a Puerto Rican girl. She needs the sun, bro. The island and stuff. So, anyways, I moved back. You got to sit out a year if you're gonna play basketball. And when you transfer, I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm gonna go to barber school in the meantime.
Right.
And then I could cut hair while I'm playing ball.
Hustle up.
But bro, I fell in love with the industry, man.
Wow.
My first teacher, she got let go because she was too boisterous about her opinions because she wanted the school to do better. She used to pour vision into me, Miss Pam.
Wow, that's dope.
She said,
shout out to Miss Pam.
Shout out to Miss Pam.
Thank you.
She said, you don't just gotta cut hair. You can open barbershops. You have to go to the Orlando premiere, Bossio. You have to go to the Orlando premiere. You can own a school one day. You can have your own products one day. She poured that into me, bro.
Wow. Putting it in you.
Wow, that's dope.
I love it.
That's dope, man.
So ever since then, man, I just been, thank God, bro.
Right, that's sick, bro. What a story. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, man, we're here at the CT Barber Expo, probably what we call the Super Bowl of the barbering industry, right? This is one of our biggest
100%.
barber shows, by barbers, for barbers, I think, right?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel the industry is headed with the show getting bigger? Now it's been, some consecutive years. How do you see your impact in the show? You having your own show and developing that, and how does all of that? How do you guys feel as far as, or how do you guys see it? The next thing as far as the industry is headed, right? Not just clipper companies, all that, like as a whole.
Yeah,
because we're headed kind of in a weird direction, right? Like right now we're like in a recession, but it's not really a recession. You know what I mean? Like
I would love to answer that first because you run a show, the biggest show in Texas.
Right.
So I would love to hear your perspective from my opinion as a brand, as a vendor.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
So for me, man, I don't feel the shows are getting bigger and better. I don't.
Okay.
Not to be, like literally constructive criticism.
I love your transparency.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure.
So, and it's not that I don't love shows and they're not the most bro, the shows changed my life.
Right.
Yes.
And I know people, Habibi, I'm genuinely friends with. We've been coming to these shows for a decade.
Right.
And we built real enterprises off the backs of shows.
100%.
I don't want to see them get stable.
Right.
I want to see 20% growth every fucking year because we can do it.
Right, but do you feel like it's kind of
I feel like it's
plateauing?
It's stagnant. It's plateauing. It's plateauing.
Right.
Not that it's stagnant. I'm sorry. It is growing, but I feel like it's gonna plateau if we don't think 5 years ahead. What's next? What should we be doing as brands, as vendors, as the shows? Can we work together? Because I don't know about you, bro, but I'm sick and tired of seeing booths that are just tables and nobody's doing nothing. They're not bringing value from the shows.
Right.
Yeah. And we're not promoting the show so that as many customers as possible come and see shit. But we're also not bringing nothing to the table.
To vend.
We got to be innovative. We got to bring new products, get
Right.
people excited to come.
Right.
And then when Rick posts about the Texas Barber Expo, we should be organically reposting.
Right.
We should have an initiative to do it. So I shared this last night. So it's funny that we're talking about this because I was talking about this last night and I'm like, we need somebody to create one website that has all the events.
100%. An event page.
People ask me this all the time. Is there a page that just has barber events?
Okay, but
and I feel as if people have done it in the past, but then it dies off.
Right.
Yes, it does. And it's our fault.
But from a smaller
True that.
guy starting something, I could tell you that at least in Florida at one point, currently the shows have been overwhelming
Yeah.
because it's been like 10 million shows,
Oh, yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every weekend it's
every
been
weekend's a show.
another show, another show. So that's why I agree with that perspective as far as saying it's getting kind of stagnant. There isn't really innovation happening. There isn't the next big thing, right? So I kind of see that perspective. You host your own show. I've done a show a lot smaller. Had a look, did my thing, but I wasn't in love with it. So because I wasn't in love with it, I said I'm not doing another show. Like I'm
Good
good. I tried it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me. I feel like it was way too much work, and it wasn't even a money thing. It was just like the amount you got to pour out and
Yes.
pour out and pour. And then I had 10 other shows, 300. Like it just felt like so many shows that were the same thing as what I was doing. So I was like, what?
Same here. I've done shows,
You know what I mean?
I respect the shit out of Rick and Jay Majors
yeah,
for sure.
because this shit ain't easy.
No,
I don't want to do it. I want you to do it, and I want you to be the fucking man. I want you to be successful, and I want it to be not just the biggest expo in Texas, but if you can make it the biggest in the world, good.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
So
That's two huge shows.
Right.
All right,
So
but-
coming
sorry,
from
go
you,
Yeah.
doing the shows, been in the shows, marketing the show, promoting the show, man, that list is just so long.
Yeah.
How do you see it? What innovations do you think the industry? Because we got Bossio, man. He's here. He's one of our leaders of innovation in this industry, right? That's real. We've seen some other companies come out. We've seen some other people try. We've seen some, we've seen guys come out, get a booth, never see them ever again. Done. Right? How do you feel about it? Where do you see it?
So I feel what Bossio said, and I love his transparency. That
Right.
shows are not growing; they are plateauing.
Right.
And unfortunately, I feel exactly the same way.
Okay.
And I don't know what it is because I feel as if me as a promoter and the creator of the Chicks Barber Show, I'm doing everything I do to try to make it grow. And it's kind of like maybe 5 to 10 vendors every year versus Premiere. Premiere may show 100 extra vendors one
I
year.
stopped going to the premiere because it's to me, not to cut you off, but to me, it's lost the barbering juice it used to have. And I don't want to support that. I want to support what you're doing.
Yes.
Right. So I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's a good point. I can see
feel
that.
that.
That makes sense.
I feel that. But I also feel that after the pandemic, everything changed.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm not going to say if it was for the better or for the worse. All I'm going to say is it changed.
Yeah. You're absolutely right because right before the pandemic, everyone
Peaked.
happened.
Pumping.
you were not alive.
Yeah, I don't
What
know.
a time to be alive.
I don't know what he was doing.
Happened.
No,
Oh
those
my
were it. I
gosh.
mean, everybody was showing up. Everybody was showing out. Right now, since then, I do feel like it's been just, I don't want to say slowing down, but I do say it's just been kind of repetitive.
I'm glad
almost.
you guys are that I'm not crazy here. Like
Right.
And this may be that, and I'm gonna compare it. I always have comparisons. This may be that point in my life where when I used to be 300 pounds and I worked down to about 200 pounds, but then I wanted to build muscle. That was that struggle.
Right.
Yeah.
Losing the weight was kind of cool and fun and
That's a
easy.
great analogy.
Right.
But building the
Building it up,
muscle
yeah.
and that's been happening to me the last 2 years, physically building the muscle and also with the show. So it's comparison the same. Because in the gym, the same grind and hustle I have in the gym, I try to do that as well when it comes to the expo.
100%.
And I'm like, and the wife knows me. Sometimes I'm in the office, I'm like, yeah. And she's like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, I just got another vendor. I'm just like, whoa. Like if I bench press 305 and
Come on, I just got it done. Let's go.
I'm like,
Yeah. Same feeling.
because I want my kids. Me and Bossio earlier we were talking about family. So I got
Let's go.
my oldest be 14 on Thursday. So I got
My son just turned 14, bro.
bro.
Don't tell me that, man. I got a 10-year-old daughter, man. I'm not even ready for
I
I
that.
got an 11-year-old daughter. She just went to her first dance.
I would be sick right now.
I'm
sick
following
to my
her the whole
stomach.
way.
5th grade
Right. I'm
graduation
there.
dance,
I'm there.
bro. Oh my God, I was killing
Yeah.
me. Like,
I'm not ready for that.
But that's what I'm getting at. Like, we got families, so it's different from what it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago, we was just like, boom, 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 boom. Now we're like, whoa, we're daddies too.
Right.
We're husbands.
Right.
We're men of God. We gotta, but we also are barbers at the same time.
Right. And we're still in it. We're in it.
But if I'll be real transparent with you, I'm a man of God, a husband and a father before I am a barber to the people.
Yeah.
Although barbering made me who I am and allowed me to live the lifestyle that I never imagined.
Right.
I mean, I shared a video yesterday of a beautiful place in Connecticut, and over 40 people are like, bro, where the hell? This is gorgeous. I was like, oh, me and the wife are out here for a barber event. Had 6 to 8 hours to ourselves, and we went and spent some time at a park, beautiful place. They're like, that is gorgeous. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 40, I'm 42. So I'm like, 20 something, I would not be sitting at a park enjoying the view.
Right,
I'd be
right,
at a
right.
bar, here chilling, drinking beer. Right. And I'm like, no, I got priorities and I want to enjoy my life. But I also have to pay homage and respect to barbering because it allowed me to live this way. It built me to where who I am and what I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, listen, I want to get thank you for sharing that, man. And I think that's so important to prioritize, right? What really matters now at this stage in your life. What do you think can be the next thing, right? Because we've already seen so much. Honestly, since the pandemic, I feel like so much dropped right after that. And they were like, it almost felt like we were going to run into another pandemic because everybody was rushing to drop everything. But it was really a hold from things that maybe were going to already be dropped during the pandemic, right? And that just kind of holded things. How do you feel about it now? You know, like we're talking about the shows, right? The expos, they're plateauing. What innovations do you guys think can, like, what do you think can actually make the change or see the change? Or because obviously we're here, we're talking about it. Hopefully the person is listening, it gets inspired by this and is the change, right? But what else do you guys feel like, yo, I've left it all on the table? What else can I keep giving? You know what I'm saying? Because now
I think Bossio has to answer this as you're asking what innovative things. He's an innovator.
right.
I don't personally feel as if I'm an innovator. I feel as if I share what I feel, but I don't create from scratch.
That's not, but, and I think that's a common misconception in my opinion. When I say I'm an innovator, it's not that I'm creating something from scratch.
Right.
So that's not what at least the definition I look at.
Okay.
It being, it's literally, don't recreate the wheel, bro.
Oh, for sure.
Right? But add your flavor to it. That's innovation. I'm not creating a new clipper.
I like that.
Clippers are fucking clippers, but I'm going to bring something fresh to the table to be thought-provoking, to inspire the other brands.
Right. So you sharing,
Because I've been inspired by other brands.
right. But you saying that in your perspective, right? You do the show. He's the innovation conversation, right? We're not saying that, hey, we're making nothing out of something. You know what I'm saying? We're saying in the industry itself, what can be different?
Can I share a story with you? I went to a show 7 years ago in Russia, in Moscow. When I pulled up, when I got out of the plane, I'm like taking crust out of my eyes because it was a red eye.
Right, have a salute.
Paparazzi was outside.
Nah, chill.
Wow.
They had 10 Maybachs picking up all the barbers.
No.
Whoa.
The equivalent of their Jay-Z was the after party.
That's wild.
They gave away 3 BMWs, brand new BMWs.
Bro,
those were the competition prizes.
Bro, hold on, not to cut you off, but that's innovation. So you get what I'm saying? But it's still a show.
But this is where the story ends. Jay calls me. Tell me about that show, bro. What did Jay do that very next year?
Gave away a car.
Jay's innovating too. Nobody can tell me that.
Oh, nah,
Jay,
for sure. No. Bro, listen, if you're not here and you're not coming to the expo, bro, you're lost in the sauce. That's not even.
Sure.
But bro, also Jay's a very smart dude because he's worked for other industries and he's taking shit he learns from other industries, bring it to the table here.
100%.
We need more of that. That's innovative, and that's where real game-changing innovation happens.
Right.
It's those pieces of the puzzle, and I think you are an innovator. Just so you know.
Well, I appreciate that. But the way you explained it, yes. My interpretation was
inventor.
Exactly.
Right.
You're absolutely. I had innovator and inventor confused.
Yeah.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So to say that, man, my answer for the innovation part, we gotta collaborate more. That's the only way,
Bro, I just seen that stuff, and that's what it's saying. When you're at the top, collaboration's where it's at.
Okay, so do you guys think that
look at Babyliss When did we ever see that?
Nobody saw that coming.
Collab with the
And it's
No, I
not
don't
even
think
a
nobody saw that
collab.
coming.
Like, it's intellectual property. We fused together. We own patents in that clipper.
That's fire.
We designed it from paper. I worked with the engineers. We fly to their headquarters.
Yeah.
This wasn't like just a private label or just slap the barber's name on it.
Right.
We really built this shit together. I earn royalties on those clippers.
Nice.
That's
On
fire.
every single sale. And it's not because it's my name, bro. It's because I own intellectual property.
Yes. Yes.
Like, that's collaboration. So look, there's shit right now, bro, that there's no way a clipper company can do on their own because somebody else owns the IP.
Right.
But if we can fuse the IP together, we can create the next most groundbreaking technology.
That's crazy.
The big boys do that.
Yeah.
So do you think at your guys' level, it's time to, and just for like visual perspective, right? I'm not saying that you're looking down on anybody, but at the level you guys are at, to look down, is it time to say, yo, I see what you're doing, come on up. Yo, I see what you're doing, come on up.
Maybe, but it's also...
Is it that, or is it like we're saying, hey, we're already doing this, let's switch this up, or let's bring this to the table. You know what I mean?
To me, it's everybody just needs to start working together. It's not about who's here, who's there.
I see both, because I've seen what you're saying.
Right, do you get what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right?
I've seen people who are on our level that bring them up. But I also saw the guy that was brought up, paid himself way to 27 shows.
Right. He may
have never had a booth, but he showed his face.
I used to see A-Rod competing at barber battles.
Bro, A-Rod competed in my very first... A-Rod, Marcus P. Hatch, and Papito competed at my very first
That's
expo.
crazy.
Mark Marrero,
Mark
all them guys was competing, bro. Like, people don't realize the blueprint's there, man. Like,
but
you have to participate in your own rescue too, bro.
Yes. They
right.
can't just expect someone to bring them out the water.
Yeah.
They got to be trying to survive as well.
And I don't know who the fuck you are.
And that's the most respectful thing I've heard, because I feel as if they think we're disrespecting them.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I'm sorry.
Hold on, break that down a little bit more though. Give me more context on that, because I want people to understand what we're, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to lose them.
So that you from there's a barber's perspective, and I used to have it at one point.
Right. Okay, that's what I want to. Thank you, bro.
Damn,
Appreciate it, man. Just had to bring this out.
Damn, I'm an influencer. Thank you, bro. I'm an influencer or whatever. I use their clippers. They don't hit me up or send me free products and shit like that. I used to have that mindset.
Right.
Like, why aren't they trying to? Because I'm already doing it. Why aren't they trying to lift me up?
I'm jumping.
They don't know who I am, bro. These guys are in their own world. He's got a family. He's building shit too. He's trying to figure it out too.
Right, but that's
right?
the type of context we need,
so that
people have a better understanding. You know what I mean?
Where I was going with that is, he's right in that you have to build yourself up, because it's not who you know, it's who knows you too.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yes.
So you got to show up.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Even if it's on your own bill.
Yeah.
I've heard so many barbers say, nah, I'm not doing that unless you pay me. Why? It's a win-win for everybody.
Yo, but hold on. I could say this from the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
I've also gotten used and abused by companies.
Sure. No.
Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna mention the name, because no harm, no foul. It's all good. It's all love. But like, I was a part of a company, Orlando Premier. I was there at their launch, got it going, got the company, did their education, found people. At the time, I was working for Paul Mitchell, so I knew some, upcoming educate companies sold.
Yeah.
They fell off the face of the earth, but they sold for a big ticket. Nothing came back my way. Barely got paid to even be at the shows.
Yeah.
So a lot of shows I did them for free. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, because I've interviewed some people, and they've even said like, yo, we've gotten abused by some companies. You know what I'm saying?
Let me give you my perspective on that. All right. So I know the company you're talking about, and I think congratulations to them.
From the business aspect of it.
But hear me out.
For sure.
Hear me out.
That's why I said you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hear me out. So what I would do, what I think, I don't think you lost out. I think you learned a lot.
100%.
Right.
But that's my perspective. Like, that's just not even perspective. That's just my learning. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my learning experience.
It's for the viewers.
For sure.
You never lose, we always learn.
I mean, dude, you learn some shit that Harvard can't teach you, bro.
Right. That's a fact.
You're at this show now with your own booth.
Right.
You had the conviction and the confidence to do this because you've been doing it.
Right.
You got a Harvard degree, bro, from that shit.
Right.
And guess what? When you're building a business and it blew up, I didn't know 245 would blow up like this.
Right.
I didn't even know about acquisitions. I didn't even know you could sell these companies. There's multipliers. You got to make sure your EBITDA is all cleaned up and stuff. And what'll happen is there's gonna be two things that happen when you reach that point. It's gonna be either you never sell it because the best businesses are the ones you can sell. So why would you sell it? What else you gonna do with your life?
Right. Well, unless you got,
But you created a great business because you tried to sell it, right?
Yeah.
Or you can sell it. And here's what's gonna happen. You now know somebody who's been through that experience.
Right.
Call them.
Yeah.
Show them love. Call them. Bro, I'm going through this right now.
Share your expertise with
them. Right. Give me the insight. Yeah.
He might have got fucked.
Right.
In that transaction.
100%.
Yeah.
And he thought it was a deal.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
If it was a deal for you, you're like, man, bro, they gave it to you.
Right.
Right? Or he literally made the worst decision of his life.
Right.
Yes.
Sold out and what now?
Yeah. You don't know.
Right.
But you can always learn from him.
Right.
At some point. So he might have made a huge mistake, and it obviously was.
Right.
Right? But you can learn from that. I don't want to do what you did, bro. No offense.
Right.
Yes.
How do I avoid that? Because my company blew up.
Right. And there's long term, right? You got to play the long game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Because I'll tell you right now, I guarantee you it's not public or somebody never shared it, but they might have felt you fucked them over too once.
Probably. For sure. No, that's real.
No, you're right.
And you don't even know it right now.
Right. It might not even been intentional on my end, for real.
Not even intentional.
Right. I get that. That's a part of business.
Yeah.
That's definitely a part of business.
Yeah.
I had a barber come up to me one time and say, yo, Bossio, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You did a class the same weekend as my show, and mad people were asking me for refunds, bro. You killed me, bro. My pockets I felt horrible. I'm like,
you didn't do it intentionally.
I didn't know. I don't know when everybody's shows are going on and stuff.
There's just too many, bro.
There's just so many.
So much.
And so collaboration works, man. It's not intentional.
Yeah.
I always give people grace in that they're just living in their own world, bro.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you there's more, there's
more unity and love.
There's more unity than we know.
Than
we know if we just sit down at the table and have these conversations.
I do see a shift in the more of the OG barbers.
Yeah.
As far as like lately, some of the guys I interviewed today, yesterday, like they've been more like, yo, I want the younger guys to come up and let's network and let's connect. So I do see that evolving.
But before that, we had that.
I don't think so, bro.
I had Al's Millions. Yeah. I had all these guys that were pouring to me, bro.
Yeah, there was who was the other one on YouTube? Alex Campbell.
Alex Campbell.
Bro, like these dudes were like.
Have you been to the OG Barber Conference?
No.
Okay.
So I've been to the OG Barber Conference, and there's guys there, bro, that I haven't seen on social media in years.
Yep.
Bro, they passed the torch. They passed the baton. It just got so much better.
Yeah.
So much bigger.
Right.
Yeah. This shit is already too fast for me. It's evolved.
It's blowing.
No, it is.
Yeah.
And I do feel that because as you get to a certain age, you're just like, I'm trying to slow down.
Yeah.
Well, you want to enjoy some of it, right?
It's a cycle. It's a cycle, and now it's more prevalent because of social media, bro.
Yes. Okay. Now, getting back to what you said about uplifting and bringing them up, I feel as if you're doing that on your own because yesterday, and I'm sure you did the same, Bossio, today. What did you do? You came up to me.
Yeah.
You came up to him and started the conversation.
100%.
Oh.
But how did you start it? By giving flowers.
For sure.
Every person, I don't care what you do for a living, every person loves to receive flowers.
100%.
And no matter what industry you do. So if you start a conversation, hey, Rick, hey, Bossio, I just want to thank you for what you do.
100%.
That one video you posted changed my life. Thank you so much. Me and Bossio gonna be like, holy, bro, that's why we do this. We do this to try to inspire people. Like, and when you share that, I don't know about Bossio, I'm pretty sure it does, but my heart just freaking blows up. I stopped doing Money Mondays for about 6 months because I had to reconfigure things and everything like that. During those 6 months, more people told me, Rick, your Money Monday changed my life. Hey, your Money Monday changed my life. And I'm like, I was almost thinking like God's telling me to stop it.
Like, I don't want to do that. Yeah.
And it's the total opposite. And he's telling me, keep going with it. Keep pushing with it. And let's be real. Money in barbers isn't a real high
conversation. It's always a struggle. I mean, I think barbers, we were just talking about that earlier. Barbers used to be pen and paper. Call, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up. What time you coming in? 2 o'clock, write it on a piece of paper. That's just kind of how we did things, or through the text, whatever. And now we got apps for everything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Shout out to all the apps. I think it's great, but it's a lot now.
Yes.
And sometimes I was just telling a barber, this is the one industry that no matter what, how much it has evolved in the last 10 years, right? Because I've seen a big change in the 10 years, in this 10-year time frame, like big. You still have to connect with this person, right? And at the end of the day, they can make an appointment with you online, they can pay with you virtually, all of that. But you still have to physically connect, like from hand to person. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the few industries that's left that still do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's very impactful to still be able to have that opportunity to do that. And barbers forget about that.
Yeah, I share that when I teach class sometimes. It's like, we are one of the probably only industries, other than the medical field, where we physically touch our customers and do not have to worry about getting in trouble for it.
Right. For real. So listen, guys, I appreciate it. It's been about 30 minutes already. I appreciate you guys so much for being on here. So like I said earlier, the podcast has a 3 on it for the past, present, and the future. If you could share one thing or several things, however much you want, for the barber from the past, the guy currently listening, and the young kid in the future, what would it be?
Barber in the past, somebody now, and in the future. So when you say in the past, are you saying like I'm talking to somebody younger?
No, in the past, you're talking about somebody that is still a barber, but been doing it for 20 years, 30 years. That guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
He's
that,
still
like
cutting
that.
for a long time.
I like that,
he's there like, man, I don't even really want to be on an app. You know what I mean?
I got an amazing story. A guy that's here at the show, and he brought his students. He owns a barber school.
Dope.
And he lost, I think he lost 200 pounds.
No way.
Wow.
That's dope.
Something crazy like that. It was like amazing. He was old school. He didn't even know about shows. He didn't even know about shows, none of that stuff.
2025, and that still happens.
So he joins my program, and I tell him, you got to start going to shows so you can see. So, bro, he went to his first show, and he was excited again, rejuvenated.
Right.
Bro, today he told me he opened another barbershop. He brought his whole school. He lost 200 pounds. He said last year he couldn't even walk around the show.
Wow.
Now he's running.
Now he's running.
Love it.
Like, tap in, guys. Just tap in, and we can't wait to see you here. This ain't a young man's game.
Yeah.
This is for everybody.
For sure.
And we need everybody. We need the wisdom that the OG barbers have.
Right.
Because a lot of these barbers are lost too.
Facts.
They forget that you're supposed to be a community leader first. You're supposed to win. When I started my YouTube channel, I say it all the time, I already had 2 barbershops. I was making 6 figures behind the chair doing $18, $17 haircuts, bro.
It's crazy.
Like, I was successful first. I documented what I was doing.
Right.
I didn't forget that I had to sponsor the high schools. The
softball team.
The softball teams. Bring Gatorade to the games.
For sure.
We used to bring pallets, bro, to all the schools of Gatorades, the powdered stuff. Don't forget about that. Shit is dope.
Yes,
That shit is dope. You got to be a local celebrity first before you can start reaching out to everyone. That's what I believe.
I'm so 100% with you.
Right.
I do the same thing with the football team.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So what you're doing,
dope.
so we need the OGs, the guys who are doing shit now. Lock in. Discipline over motivation. Bro, we're humans. You're not going to be motivated all the time. Sometimes you got to rebalance because, like Rick was saying, we're husbands. We're fathers. We're men of God. We still go to church, all that shit, right? Like, you got to balance. We get it. So be disciplined. Be disciplined. Because what you're doing right now, you have to pay for in the future.
Come on.
Everybody go to the stage.
Talk to him.
So,
and the kid in the future.
Talk
to him.
The kid in the future, dream big. Dream big as hell.
It's dope.
Brother, like, when I tell you, I did not ever dream what I'd be doing as a barber, bro. Are you kidding me? When I told people I was gonna be a barber, I failed. What you mean? You a hooper? You supposed to be playing overseas or something?
Right.
Like, loser. I thought you was gonna get the degree.
It's crazy.
What the hell happened? My aunt. You know what I mean? You know how it is. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
You stayed in it.
Stayed in it. So look, dream big.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Give your 3, past, present, and future.
OG.
OG, talk to him.
Just like Bossio said, we're there with you, man. We've been through it all. We know the struggles. We know you got screwed, but we also know you made a lot of money doing this and doing that.
Right.
Come on.
Forget the past. Let's push forward with the future.
Yeah.
Come to these shows. Get that fire under your butt again.
Come on.
And inspire the younger generations as well.
Man.
The current.
Talk to him.
Man.
Let me paint you this guy, man. He's sitting here
I
thinking
feel like he got a lot he want to say.
You know what I'm saying?
Heartfelt as this is about to sound, it may sound hurtful at the same time.
Right, but I need to hear it. I'm sitting here in the barbershop thinking,
this
what do I do
this
next?
Big brother talk.
Big brother talk. We need it.
If you are not in love with what you are doing,
Come on.
find that fire again or go do something else.
Wow.
Damn.
That's real.
Man.
That was real.
I'm telling you, it was heartfelt but hurtful at the same time. And I know someone out there needed to hear that. Because if you're not in love with it,
Right.
and you've tried, and you've been trying, and you've been pushing, you've been going, maybe it's not for you. And that's again, it's as heartfelt and as hurtful.
What questions would you ask yourself, do you think, for somebody, for that person?
That's great.
So when I first became a barber, I was in the barbershop from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Open to close. And may have only done 2 or 3 haircuts.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't making money. So to make money, I went and got a newspaper route from 2 in the morning to 4 in the morning to help me pay my bills.
Yep.
Me and my wife was throwing newspapers.
I did that shit, bro. I swear I did that shit.
I love it, right?
Yeah.
I don't share that much.
I forgot about that shit, bro.
But if you're not willing to do stuff like that,
Right.
you don't want this that bad.
Listen.
I wanted this that bad that I said,
Stoked.
even though I'm not making money doing it, I'll make money somewhere else just to pay the bills, but I'm going to come right back to this.
Yeah.
Right. It's not a replacement. It's an in-between.
Now, and there's nothing wrong with having 2 jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
But because I hear a lot of people, oh, there should be only one plan. You should be a barber and stick to being a barber.
Right,
I love
right.
that. Yes, I do love that.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with being at the barbershop from open to close and then going working at McDonald's.
Right.
Yeah.
From close to 5 in the morning.
Right. You're
to help
starting
support
out, man.
the family.
You gotta pay
There's
bills, bro.
nothing wrong with that. Going being a janitor overnight. I just told y'all. Me and Bossio who have made millions of dollars in this industry, just told y'all we threw the newspaper when we first started.
Yeah.
That's
There was
wild.
nothing wrong with that, you guys. There's nothing wrong with it. Even if you're in the middle of the career, there was nothing wrong with that.
Stoked.
To the newcomer, like Bossio said, freaking dream big as hell, man.
That's crazy.
Now I'm about to cry up in here.
Man, let it out. Hey, bro, we've had people already crying.
It is so heartfelt.
Let it out, brother.
I was sharing this with my wife last night, and I'm
Talk
like,
to him.
boo, you saw it in me. She comes from what we would say money.
Yeah.
Come on.
I did it.
Yeah.
I came from nothing.
Out the mud,
Government
out the mud,
assistance
out the mud, baby.
on food stamps.
Yep.
And I love it, right? Because I'm like, everything we do today is
That's so
because
dope.
of barbering. Yes, it's real estate as well, but barbering gave me the money to buy the real estate.
Right.
And can I say something real quick? Because it's very seldom that I meet a barber that knows what big pockets is. And for all of y'all that are business nerds that like real estate, we've both been on bigger pockets.
Bigger pockets, yeah, man.
We are not just barbers.
Exactly.
I
We can
haven't
do
been, but
a
I'm gonna
lot
get
of
on
shit,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
As a barber, we know about. You know the barber. I forget where he works for. He's the mayor of his town.
That's crazy.
I love it. I did not know that.
So he's an educator at the Orlando premiere for Johnny, the lead educator for Johnny B. He's the mayor of
That
his
is
town.
wild.
In Cali, yes. Yep.
Bro,
That is wild.
You got to understand, this guy probably had a shop for a decade. Probably had all the men go to his shop and they know who that man is on another level. They know his
100%.
character.
Yeah.
They trust him. And they probably said, bro, we want you to run for mayor.
For sure.
Holy smokes.
That's
Write a book
wild.
about that man, right?
For
Shout out
sure.
to him. I wish I had the name off of. You know how it is, you chat with people on the DM.
Yeah.
You don't know their
But
name
he's out
yet?
of Cali.
Yeah,
Mexican cat out of
Mexican,
Cali.
yeah,
I
cat
know
out
you're
of Cali.
talking about.
Hey, man, if it's you, bro, you know what I'm saying? Let us know if you see this pod. Please tag yourself, man. I would love to do an interview with you, man. That's crazy. You're the mayor now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
That's
Isn't that
super dope.
Yeah.
Listen, man, and what would you say to the future?
To
To the future barber, you were saying dream big.
Dream big, man. Dream big. Don't go fast. Slow and steady.
Wins the race, man.
The turtle always runs the race. Slow and steady.
Yep.
Don't worry about the next man next to you. Slow and steady.
That's dope.
And you're still gonna be an overnight success to everybody else.
That's crazy. Well,
So it's
listen,
all
guys.
good.
Listen, man, it's been great. I know you guys got a lot of hands to shake and everybody. I appreciate you guys taking out the time to be here with me on Tab TV3 at the CT Barber Expo. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much
This
for
was
your
fun,
time.
guys.
And I'm gonna tell you this much, man. This has been a dream for me to have these two guys here. So my mission is being accomplished, man. So I'm as happy as I can be. This day can end right now. We can wrap it up, and I'm good to go, man. So
And
I'm
fellas,
a happy camper.
fellas, I truly mean it with collaboration. I think we got to lead by example. I would love to do this again.
That's
Like,
good.
you know, like let's pour into the industry. Let's keep doing this because we're all intellectuals and we challenge each other, and we obviously have enough respect for each other where we're not offended by the criticism.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to really level each other up. So let's do it. Let's do it sometimes, man. Just hit us up.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll
And
do
one
it.
thing I always like to leave every show and in any conversation I leave with is my goal in life is to aspire. I aspire to inspire before I expire.
Yeah, facts.
Let's go, man.
Facts.
That's fire.
That's a t-shirt, baby.
Let's go, man. You
Facts.
already know it's your boy Ricky Revamp. We're here at the CT Barber Expo. We're closing out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go. Let's grow.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for watching.